everyone, and I'm Nimisha, and I'm a member of TCS Maitri Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. And on this Wednesday morning, I always look forward to this Wednesday morning, run towards this laptop and open Zoom to attend this meeting because I feel really great. It sets up the mood for me, and I always look forward to the great meeting of Blue Quest Club. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nimisha. Gayatri, over to you.
Hello, folks. I am Gayatri Deshmukh, and I love and enjoy the Blue Quest meetings. It's kind of wonderful beginning for the day. You cannot hope for a better beginning. Over to you.
Thank you, Gayatri. Silky, if you could also let us know.
Hi guys, I'm Silky Mahajan. So this is my second meeting for this, and so I'm just learning to how to do the things in this meeting. So I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Thank you so much, Silky. All right. So we can start the meeting, and to start the meeting, I hand over this virtual stage to our team mod of the day, who is Rupinder. Rupinder, over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to cover something. Today we're going to cover one of the more difficult forms of public speaking. Before table topics came along, I thought humorous speech was one of the most difficult forms of public speaking. But as it turns out, so is impromptu speaking. And at the cost of angering a few stand-up comedians, I will say that impromptu speaking is probably a more important skill to learn than uh, humorous speaking is. While humorous speech does get the audience's attention, you face more impromptu speaking opportunities in your life every day. Consider the fact when you answer an interview question, when a question comes out of the blue, especially situational questions such as tell me about a time when you did something or the other, what kind of a decision you took and how did you resolve the situation. Or you are in a discussion, you are in a client meeting and your client asks you something totally unexpected. Many times I have been a part of a meeting when I joined Ameriprise for the first time and I was interacting with the US audience. I found that there was a pattern. They had this habit of asking how I was doing or how is my family or things like that. And I was never prepared for those kind of questions. It took me a while to get prepared to answer questions like that. Today we will learn a pattern by which we can answer questions like those. It will help you in answering interview questions, in group discussions, in or whatever discussions that you are having with your fellow compatriots. We don't have a timer. We have a timer today, but she will not be giving her timing report. So we can welcome Toastmaster Nimisha. Toastmaster Nimisha will be showing a green, yellow, and a red card at 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes respectively. She will, and following each table topic, there will be an evaluation that will be conducted by me, and that will be for 1 minute. I will request Nimisha to straight away show me the red card after 1 minute. Apart from myself and the table topic master, everybody will be required to do a table topic. Now, I know that for some of you, it could be a very challenging experience. So I have decided to put my head on the line for you. I am going to take two topics and I will request Silky to think of a topic and I will request another guest. Uh, we have a guest called iPhone. May I know who it is? If you could please unmute yourself and identify yourself.
Hi, I am Sandeep Srivastava from IBM.
Hi, Sandeep. If you could rename yourself, or I can have one of the admins rename you. Just rename yourself because
Yes,
okay.
I will.
So,
I will.
Sandeep, I will also give you a chance to give me a topic. Okay. So think of a topic. Try to keep it generic. Do not make it something around cloud computing or artificial intelligence, um, because I have a lack of natural intelligence. Uh,
Okay. Right.
so artificial intelligence does not appeal to me at all. So, Sandeep and Silky, think of a topic, and I will attempt them. Do not let me know until you are until I've delivered one topic. Silky, can we
Sure.
start with you?
So I need to give a topic.
Give me a
Table
topic.
topic.
Yep.
Can you give me 2 minutes more?
Okay, Sandeep, are you ready?
I also need a few minutes.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
you'll be doing your topic. So I will turn to Shaurendra sir. So what I'll do is that Shaurendra sir, we'll start with you giving me two topics and
Okay.
me attempting them, and then I'll again tell them how I attempted them, and then we'll get them on stage. Everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
As usual, because
One second, I have to introduce you.
sorry,
So I am very happy to introduce probably one of the best table topic masters in the district, but not because of the kind of topics he gives, but because the way he puts every person at ease so that they feel encouraged to answer the topics that are given to them. He's a two-time DTM. He's a mentor to many, and this club owes him a huge debt of gratitude for being in. He's been the bedrock, the anchor of this club for a very long time. It is now my proud privilege to call on stage our table topic master, distinguished Toastmaster Shaurendra Bhoni.
hello everyone. Am I audible? And I know I can be seen by all of you. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much. And today we will be doing table topics. Let me just set the rules in place. I have a total amount of 22 table topics because I was expecting many more people to come in, and they are in this. They are in numbers. I put them up in numbers, and they will be called out. So you don't have to choose anything. It'll just have to come. And as and when people are joining, I'm putting their names here. So here again, we don't have to keep requesting people to join up because whatever inhibition you have, it can be broken straight away by just calling your names. So on my right hand, I have your names. On my left hand, I have your numbers. Now, how do we go about it? As I said, I have 22 numbers, and those topics can be taken from there. And at the end of it, Nimisha wants me to do a table topic, which I'll be most glad to do. And again, the rules are very simple. 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, our timer, she will be putting up the green card for you. At 1.5 minutes, it will be the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, you shall see the red card, which will continue to be shown to you till you don't close your speech. I must tell you that you have 30 seconds on the upper side, which is you can go up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds to complete your speech. Before we actually go in to doing it for everyone, Rupinder has requested me to give him two topics.
Also, sir, if you could tell them the importance for the table topics contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
In in a few months or a couple of months, you will be required to go into a contest. And the process is that we will have a contest within the club, and the winners, the first and second, if I'm not wrong,
Yes, yes, yes.
go up to the area contest, and from the area, you go to the division contest, Division M contest, and the winner of the Division M contest finally goes to the district conference, which is going to be held where everyone will be having one winner from their division to join up. I believe, as Rupinder would have mentioned, is impromptu speech is one of our most important areas as Toastmasters that we need to improve on. And this is where a lot of us realize as we work in our day-to-day work, whether it is talking to your peers, your seniors, talking to your colleagues, sometimes you're suddenly asked something, or when you are in a meeting and you want to participate, but you are nervous because you don't know whether you have the confidence to say what you want to say. And a lot of times we don't say it. But believe me, the managers, the seniors are actually watching you. And if you start participating, you become one of those people who they will always trust and give more responsibility so that you can grow in your own career. So, to me, table topics is a very, very strong tool for all of us to grow in our own organizations. Leaving you with that thought, I will show you through Rupinder how a table topic can be done. And believe me, it has the same things that we do when we do a prepared speech: an opening, a body, and a closing. And if you follow this in that two, you will have a very strong table topic to be able to present. So, Rupinder, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can I give you a number? Okay.
Sure, 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 sure.
And welcome, Garima, for joining us. Thank you. So, your number, as per this, is 15. And the question that I have for you is, what is the right age to get married? What is the right age to get married?
In my opinion, the right age to get married has mm, changed over the ages. I understand that my parents, they got married at the age of 28, but my mother's sister, she got married at the age of 15. And it is a generally accepted notion that people should get married before they are 25. But I believe that it is defined more by societal norms. Let me explain what I mean by societal norms. In the early ages, what used to happen was that the life expectancy was short. People were not expected to live beyond 40, and they would love to see their progeny continue their family. So they used to get married early. However, it was scientifically proven that getting married at an early age can be is not beneficial because the body parts are not sufficiently developed for the family to continue. Hence, the marriage age was raised, and it became 18 for a girl, and I think 21 for 21 for a man, and it still continues to this day. But lately, I've been seeing that marriage ages are going up. People are marrying when they are 30, 35 years old, and they live relatively happy lives. So, to answer your question, table topic master, what is the right age to get married? I don't think that there is any right age to get married. Of course, you should be above 21 for, you should be above 21 in my opinion. But after that, I've seen people getting married at 60, 65 and still lead happy life. The gist of what I'm trying to say is that in the end, it is the happiness that matters as far as the getting married is concerned. The age does not, as long as you are of a legal age. So, Sharinga sir, very quickly, feedback as to how I did, or maybe give me another topic and then give me a combined feedback.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Your next, and I would also request some of the other people to also think what could be the feedback for Rupinder for the first one. Now,
Yeah.
let's go to the next one. And Rupinder, this is number 13 on
Mhm.
my list, which says, when you are having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better? If you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
So, so, in my opinion, bad days happen to everyone. But I go through a bad day on the basis of one quote that I read somewhere. And that quote is, if you are going through hell, then keep going. How do I explain it? I will explain this through a story that I read when I was young. When I was young, I used to read Archie comics. And there is a story where Archie and Reggie, another character, they are trapped inside a cave. They are mountain climbing. They go into a cave. An avalanche or a landslide occurs. The cave is blocked. And now the only way out is supposedly the other side of the mountain. They don't know if it exists or not, or what kind of monsters or what kind of problems exist there. They keep on going. Ultimately, they come up to a lake within the mountain itself where water has accumulated. They wade across it. There are some creatures, some fish or some other creatures that trouble them, but ultimately they make it through outside. And when they come out, Reggie says, "Oh my God, that was hell." And I think nothing personifies this, that when you are going through hell, when you are having a bad day, you're only going to make it worse by moping about it, by focusing too much on the bad day. But if you focus yourself on getting through it, another example, we are living in the times of COVID. Recently, I have lost a couple of friends, both of them to heart attacks. Now, I believe that it is happening because people are getting stressed. And I also know that we are having a difficult year. I'm pretty sure that this financial year is wrecked due to COVID. But what can we do? We can always look forward to the next year. So this year, the focus should be on survival. So eh, to sum up, Mr. Table Topic Master, how do I get through a bad day? If I'm going through hell, I will keep on going. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Can I,
Yeah.
I request someone to come in and do an evaluation of the speech, either of the two, so it doesn't become monotonous that I will only do it. If someone is there who can do it, yeah, Gayatri, Payal, Kapil, Ruchita. Yep. Okay, Gayatri, go ahead.
I'll evaluate the second speech.
Okay.
So Rupinder, the most important aspect about your speech was that you gave a clear answer to the question asked, which was the most amazing thing. And second commendation would be that you explained the reason for that answer and the context to that answer with a perfect story background, which made it easier for us as an audience to understand. As for recommendation, uh, I just feel that maybe you could have spent a little more time on explaining your approach towards the answer. I mean, the story took away a lot of your time. Maybe we would have loved to know your opinions more about the whole concept of keeping going.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay. To cut
Payal
the time.
unmuted herself.
Payal, go ahead. If you have something to say.
I didn't unmute, but I would always love to talk about Rupinder sir. I think this is the best table topics. I mean, answers to table topics that I have heard, and coming from Rupinder sir, it is actually expected. The best thing I liked about his his answer is like what Gayatri just said. It actually talks about what the topic demands. And generally, people have a tendency in table topics, since it is an impromptu speech, we have a tendency to divert from it, thinking that we have to put in a lot of words. But he actually spoke on the topic, which is actually and the way he as expected by Surinder, so we should have a body, introduction, a body, and in conclusion, he actually fitted in all three in his 2 minutes of speech, which is another great thing about his answer. So thank you so much, sir, and it was lovely. I have no recommendation.
Okay, Sharinder sir.
Yeah. Let me first take on the first one, where it is, what is the right age to get married? What I loved about Rupinder's short speech was he put the context very clearly up there and then said what are the statutory requirements. But beyond statutory requirements, how prevailing circumstances around us are changing the norms from whatever the requirements are. But all that is on the background of how people are economically positioned, mentally positioned, and the very strong aspect of physical attributes which are very important for a marriage to take place. And I thought the way he sequenced these thoughts were very well put forward. No recommendation for this. Let me go to the next one. A power of a table topic is where the person uses a story to explain what the whole thought process is. And Rupinder actually did a fantastic job there. I just wanted, if he could also bring in a little bit of his personal experiences into how he uses it. And I know one of his ways of getting over a bad day is to go into a good restaurant and eat some good pizza or rajma. Well, that's how we all, change our moods. And I thought that was brilliantly presented. I, for one, have always wanted to hear Rupinder. And Rupinder says that I always give him the tougher ones. I'm sure that I have not given you a tough one today. Both of them were pretty good. Okay, so
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, just one. So I just wanted to complete this so that then I can properly hand over to you. First of all, thank you for not giving me a difficult table topic, and rest of you who aspire to be table topic masters should learn from Sharinder sir. Number one. Second, to the guests and everyone who's here, did anyone see a pattern in how I was approaching both the table topics? Did anyone notice the opening statement? How did I start? Sandeep, if you were paying attention, could you elaborate, or Silky or Garima? Yes, Sandeep, you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, so I think you approached it in a very methodical manner.
Okay.
And as Surinder sir also said that you have actually touched upon all the right things, and also went beyond the
Sandeep,
mandatory.
I'm going to cut you short. How did I open? In both the topics, there was a commonality. There was a common thing. How did I open?
I think you directly went to the context setting immediately after handed over. So you did not waste too much of time in explaining other things, or talking about something else, but directly went to the topic to set the context.
Okay. You're right. In the spirit of not wasting time, I'll share the pattern with you, with everyone. If you look at your chat screens, in both the table topics, I started with "in my opinion." So I stated my opinion right at the start, that this is what I think about it. And a lot of times, especially in a table topics contest, the topics that you will get are simply opinions, and you just have the best thing you can start with is just state your opinion on that topic. Then I went into "I say so because," or I gave my reasons specifically, and then I said, "Let me explain," or "for example." This is where I'm giving examples, I'm giving explanations, I'm sharing my experiences, I'm telling you stories. And finally, I closed with "to conclude," or "to summarize," or "in summary," where I restated my opinion. And this, my friends, is the Oreo approach to attempting a table topic or an impromptu speaking opportunity. You start by stating your opinion. You go into "I say so because," where you state your reason. You explain through examples, experiences, and you conclude by restating and reinforcing your opinions through summarization. Now, you can give more than one reasons, but since we are talking for 1 to 2 minutes, I would suggest that you give only one reason on which you can give multiple examples. The more examples you give, the more solid your reason becomes. I think in my second table topic, I gave only 2 examples, which is why it was not as effective. You can also not give a reason, you can straight away go into examples. So you could say that, "in my opinion, blah, 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 for example." But then your examples have to be solid enough so that your evaluator does not need to know the reason as to why you gave those examples. The reason should come out from within the examples itself. You can also give a reason followed by an example, another reason followed by an example, another reason followed by an example, and then close with an opinion. I hope this pattern is clear. And as Sharinder goes about giving you table topics, follow this approach, and you should be able to answer each and every one. And I'm saying not only the experienced Toastmasters, but also the guests who have come here. You should be able to answer it using this approach. If you're not, I'll definitely help you out. The pattern we are going to follow is that you're going to give a table topic, and then I will evaluate you on your table topic. One commendation, one recommendation from my side. So all the best to everyone. I now formally hand it over to Sharinder.
Thank you so much, Rupinder. And that was exactly what I thought you should be telling people about the Oreo approach. What I will do is, in due course, I'll send out to you a presentation which I have got from my mentor, which is DTM uh, Deepak Sharma, which I think is, to me, one of the best presentations I've heard on impromptu speaking on table topics. And it tells you different ways of handling table topics. So now let's get moving. I did see Shakti Priya coming in, but now I don't see her. Anyway, but let's start and get the ball rolling with the first name, which I'm going to pull out from the list here. The first name that I have from my right hand is Khushbu. Khushbu, are you there? Yeah, you are there.
Yes,
And
sir.
your first number is the first number on my list is and it is 6. And number 6 is, what did you have as a child that kids of today don't have? What did you have as a child that kids of today don't have?
I had stories of my father and mother, how they built up their whole empire. When I was a little child, my parents used to tell me stories about how they built up their whole life, how they got married, how they came together, how they made up the whole business, and every day how the struggles they used to go through in their life. In short, what I'm trying to say, they used to share their personal stories with me every day. These personal stories actually shaped me, built me, and has taken me where I am today as a person. And today I strongly feel that parents do share stories because storytelling is so prominent today. Most of us read books, tell stories, but what most parents don't do is they don't share their personal stories with their children, which has helped them to be what they are. And that was my biggest gift, and that has brought me what I am today. So, to sum up, share your personal stories to your child, or even if you're not a parent and you have a child around you, share your personal stories to that child, which can help him to grow. Thank you, Toastmaster Surendra ji.
Thank you, Kushbu. A brief evaluation of your table topic. You got straight away on table topic because I think the answer was clear in your head even when Sharendra sir was reading out the topic. So probably he did not have to read it out because you straight away jumped onto the topic that I have stories. You then went into how your childhood was shaped based on the stories that your parents told about themselves and their struggles, which was very well done. Brought some vivid memories of my own childhood. Even though my parents were of the reticent sort, they would not speak much, but they used to tell a lot of stories. So I could totally relate to what you said. So in that sense, I would say that you had the audience's pulse very much in your hand. Where I would have loved to see you improve is two areas. Number one, when you were talking about stories, at least one story would have helped solidify your argument. Second one, your transitions need to be more clearly marked because unfortunately in District 41, judges need to see that transition. They will not be able to feel that transition. So have a clear demarcation between your transitions. Start with in my opinion or say that this is the reason, or for example, they love to see those kind of transitions. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sharendra sir.
Yo. So now let's go to the next name. And who's the lucky one here? The lucky one is our Payal, Payal Agarwal. And your number is coming up. And the number is number 11. Number 11, do you feel like a leader or a follower? Do you feel like a leader or a follower? Over to you, Payal.
Payal, I would suggest that you follow the structure.
Thank you, table topic master. In my opinion, I feel more like a follower than a leader. The reason I'm saying so because I was the youngest among all my among among my siblings. So and since my elder sister was very intelligent in studying, so my parents had this tendency of always setting and always giving examples of the way she conducts her life. So I think I've taken up from there being a follower always. Mm, The second reason I would say I'm a follower is because I had no idea about that's the second phase of my life where I got married. And even here, I was the youngest among all the three brothers, my husband's three brothers. So I was the youngest daughter-in-law. So again, I had those examples set by the elders where again I had to follow. So I never got a chance to be a leader until I started living separately. I mean, not with my in-laws. So as of now, I'm no more a follower because I have my own family to run and I make decisions. I mean, now the decisions that I make, generally others follow. So in that way, I've become a leader as of now. But the entire life, I think I was more of a follower than a leader. So to sum it up, table topic master, I think being a leader or a follower doesn't matter as long as we learn from others, and it's just a state of mind. I mean, someone likes to lead, and someone by following also can create an impact which a leader cannot. Over to you, Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Payal. I think you almost nailed the Oreo approach. You had a clear opinion, followed it up with a reason, and you followed the reason example approach. Very well done. And then you had a clear conclusion in which you gave restated your opinion. Uh, where and there's just one recommendation where I think that your speech could have taken another level, is that when you were talking about being the youngest kid in the house. Now, what happens is that there are people who are the eldest kid in the house. They think that they are, what you're saying is wrong. A very simple question where you say, how does it work? Let me explain. Okay. So your reason is that I believe the reason was that I was the youngest kid in the house. What do I mean by that? Or how does it work? Now, what is happening is that you've created a curiosity amongst the audience. Now they're going to sit up and listen to you. Why? Because you've made your statement and now you're asking for their attention by asking a question. Otherwise, very well done. Kudos. Sharinder sir, next one.
Okay, thank you so much, Rupinder. The next one, which comes out of my left thing, is our guest, Silky. Silky, your topic is.
Silky, before Sharinder sir gives you the topic, I would ask you if you can turn on your video, if possible.
Silky, I think this is a very COVID epidemic related question. And the question to you, or the topic to you, is what is worst, sweeping the floor or washing the dishes? Sweeping the floor or washing the dishes? Over to you, Silky.
Thank you, sir.
Follow the structure that is there on the chat window.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster, for the table topic. So, in my opinion, in this COVID situation, what we have right now, or what we have experienced in the last 6 months, so sweeping the floor or the washing the dishes. But for me, in my opinion, both I'm happy to do in both the things, because actually if you are in a family or you need to do the things, so
in a family, you're required to do these things, Silky. Go ahead.
Yeah, in a family you require to do the things, and
go into examples.
and in and both in both the areas you are doing something. And I'm sorry.
Give a couple of examples.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Couple of
There's nothing to
examples.
worry about.
How does cleaning help you? How does washing your utensils help? Just go into examples. It's not difficult.
Okay,
I'm
Silky,
so
can I
sorry.
make one suggestion? If you're
Yeah.
finding it difficult to speak in English, speak in Hindi. Tell us something on this topic.
Yep.
I'm sorry, actually. Uh, I'm not getting anything in my mind right now. It's not the matter that I'm not able to speak in English or Hindi. I don't know.
Okay.
But
I'm I'm really sorry.
No, there's no need to be sorry. That's okay. So, Silky, I must commend you for even attempting the topic. I know that table topics can be a kind of a dampener, especially if you're into public speaking for the first time, and table topics can be a kind of a monster. How do you tame this monster? I'll explain it in my recommendations, but first I must say that you started with a structure, you started with, in my opinion, you moved into your reason. It was the examples where you started struggling. And where what you went into is what most table topic speakers they go into, they and they are at a loss for words. So a very simple trick for this, Silky, is to start with your examples in mind. Okay, so the choice was between sweeping and washing utensils. What I would have done is picked out one of the two, and as to why I enjoy doing it. Even I was in a COVID situation. I've also washed your utensils at my place. I actually made it easier by getting a set of tools. I had those hand washing gloves so that I would never get my hands wet, kind of a thing. So that was the story that I would have had in mind. I would have started with, in my opinion, between these two, I love washing utensils. I say this because I find it easier of the two. Let me explain. Sweeping involves physical exercise. I have to sit down and sweep the floor. Whereas washing utensils, I can do in one place, and I have some tools that I use. For example, I have the gloves. And then finally, closed with, between the two activities, I would have chosen washing utensils. Does that make sense, Silky? Silky, are you there? I think we might have some audio issues right now.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Okay, my internet connection is unstable.
Am I
Yes.
audible?
No, it's not you, it's me. My internet connection is unstable. Okay, I will now very quickly
Yeah.
ask Shaurinder sir to choose his next participant and have them deliver a speech.
and Silky, if we can say at the end of it, if we have time, I will come back to you with another topic so that the confidence that you have shown today can be further enhanced because you did a great job when you started off so well. I'm very happy that you've done that. So now our next speaker shall be who? Is the timer of the day allowed to do a speech, Rupinder?
Yeah, but somebody will have to do timing, and I don't have time.
I will do the timing.
Okay, Gayatri
Okay.
is ready to do the timing.
So nice of you, Gayatri. And your number, young lady, is number 5. And number 5 says, what would you undertake if you had 100% guarantee of success? What would you undertake if you had 100% guarantee of success? Over to you, Nimisha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topic Master. what would I take when I have 100% guarantee of success? I would definitely would like to go for my dream, and that is to have a place where all the people, as we all know this in this India, we have a lot of unprivileged kids right now. Well, for the adults, they have built a they have built a that enhance to future of those kids. I really want to build a place where I can help them with their education, and for that I want to be I really want it to be my dream to be fulfilled, because as a kid you don't get everything in your life. And if you talk about unprivileged kids, they don't even have the they don't even have the motivation to study. So I really want is the importance of having a quality life by having at least a minimum level of education. And rather than just going through the uh, reason that they cannot do because their parents are not having the sufficient money, I would like to give them all the facilities to have them and to have a quality life in the future. And again, if you'll ask me that what will you want again and again in your multiple lives, I will want the same thing, to make the future good for the most unprivileged strata of society, and guiding the kids to a quality life where they can uh, get motivation to further other kids, further other parts of the society. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Over to you, Rupinder, for your evaluation.
Thank you, Gayatri, for sharing your noble intents with us. I will go into recommendations since you are a Toastmaster. The what I found where you could have improved is that one, the structure. I was not able to clearly call out the structure. Where is that opening? Where am I going into the body and where I'm coming back into the conclusion? Second thing, to the feedback that I gave to Silky a while ago, think of your example and work your opening and your reason through that example. So when it was not an easy topic, I'll give you that. So if child education was the first thing that you had in your head, or it was actually the second thing, because first you were trying to figure out what is it that you are going to do, and then finally you settled on child education. Usually when you get a topic like this, there is one particular thing that you want to do that strikes in your head. Focus on that, because that is intuition at work. That is your reflex actions at work. Usually that is right. Just work an opening from there, move into the reason, then give your example, because you already have that example in your head, and finally close with it. Okay, thank you so very much. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, let's see who is our next speaker. Our next speaker is Madam Ruchita. Madam Ruchita, your number is number 2. And number 2 is, what would happen if it really rained cats and dogs? What would have happened if it really rained cats and dogs? Over to you, Rich.
Okay, thank you, Table Topic Master. And well, in my opinion, if it really rained cats and dogs in current weather, it is going to be awesome, because current weather is it's still very hot. We are expecting winters, but they are still not there is no sight like when it will come, and I think uh, it will be very soothing for everybody in India, and uh, I but in well, if I think beyond us, as in terms of sitting at home and just still keeping our ACs on just because it's so hot, it is good. But in terms of uh, in terms of people, like, in terms of agriculture, I feel it going to be very difficult for farmers, because they are currently it's time to it's difficult for them to manage their the fields. And also as of now, if and also if I think about from the infrastructure perspective, it will be difficult as we have seen in the past also, that due to rains there is a lot of water logging and traffic jams, so situation will get worse in the time of COVID. But in to sum up, I think we need rains, but still uh, not like uh, not that heavy rains, but still a bit normal, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchita. I think that you aptly showed, when you don't understand a table topic, what you do. What Shorinder Shah, I think, originally intended as the topic was that what if cats and dogs started falling out of the sky? And that would have been a difficult topic, even even for the most experienced of them all. I'm glad that you took it in another direction, as to what if it rained heavily, and then you were clearly at home with your topic. You enumerated the various advantages and disadvantages, which was very good. You had a very clear opening, reason, example, and closing opinion. So very well done there. Where I would have an opportunity for you is, try not to think of extra content along the way. That farmer part of the content clearly had you unsettled, because probably you did not know what the farmers are doing right now. For your information, as of now, the farmers are taking their produce to the grain markets right now in Punjab. I know that because I come from such a background. So if you think that you're going to stumble in such a topic, you're going to have a difficult time, then do not go there. Best to stay clear. Just say that the farmers will have a difficult time. You don't really need to elaborate as to why they will have a difficult time. Thank you very much. Back to you, Sharinder sir.
Thank you so much, Supender. Very well said. Now, can I get the next person on board? And I've been wanting to ask this question to Avi. Avi, with that beautiful background that you have, you seem to be in a space center. And your question is number 18. And I think I have an answer to this, but I'll still ask you all the same. Number 18 is, do you think yourself as being naughty or nice? Do you think yourself to be naughty or nice? Over to you.
Thank you, Surinder sir. And so, in my opinion, I think of myself as being naughty, more naughty than nice. The reason for that is that, I mean, everyone knows me as a person who shows my opinion and everything. But I tend to give my opinion in a twisted manner, a little twisted manner. I've always been a fan of humor. And if you give something with humor, the other person will really appreciate it, even if it's negative. So I think in my head as I think of myself in my head as a naughty person. Naughty in the sense that a person who tends to show the lighter side of things, who tends to see the picture in the lighter sense of the things and present my opinion in the lighter sense. And my friends know me as a person who always comes up with some different kind of jokes and use of sarcasm, use of various humorous methods and techniques that I use in my conversations. And also, I'm one of the persons in my office, in my team. I've got names for everyone. I have named each and every person with a different name than they have, and those are really typical and naughty ones. So, I think I am the naughty one, then the nice one, and nice people survive the world, but the naughty people really cherish the world. Over to you, Surinder sir.
Well done. Yes.
Great
Over
job.
to you, Rupinder.
Great job, Avjinder. I totally agree that the naughty ones actually enjoy the world more than the nice people do. Being a nice person, I can relate to that. Thank you very much for sharing. I think I would say that you nailed the topic. You had a very clear opening, reason, example, and you closed with your opinion. Where I felt that your speech could have improved is that there was a tremendous scope for humor. Since you confess yourself that you are a humorous person, a couple of anecdotes as to how you bring humor into your into your work life and to people around you would have helped you, would have helped the topic a lot, or how you look at the lighter side of things. So, for example, Garima is here. She's been a Toastmaster for a long time, and I remember visiting her first club, and the guard offered me a chair to sit down. As I sat on that chair broke, and to this day, I'm remembered as the person who broke a chair in TCS GG7. I'm also remembered as the person who wore a sari in TCS GG7. So those kind of anecdotes will help you enliven your topic even more. No, Nimisha, you will never get to see that video. So thank you so much, Avjinder, for sharing your topic. Keep up the good work. Try infusing humor into your speeches. Thank you. Sharinder
Thank you
sir.
so much. So, who is the next one? Let's see. Well, I thought Shakti was here, but I think she's dropped out. So I'll change that. And let's see who comes up next. Kapil,
Ah,
Mr. Kapil.
Yes, sir.
KK.
And KK, your number is number 3, and and your topic is what would happen if animals could talk? What could happen if animals could talk?
All
Over to
right. Okay. In my opinion, if animal could talk, it would be a nice thing to know and nice thing to understand from them, because we see on many occasions that dog is running behind your car and you wonder why he is running, right? So it would be nice to know and ask him, what do you want to do? Do you want to sit in my car? Do you want a lift? Where do you want to go? So it would be nice to have a conversation with animals. Certainly, I would love to have that skill to understand their language. And the why I say so, because I had one pet in my home 10 years ago. He died, and you know he was feeling bit ill, and we could not understand that he was so ill, and we could not take him to the doctor on time. And when we took him to the doctor said it's too late for you, because I can hardly do anything. And what he did at that time, that he was suffering from a lot of pain, so eventually doctor had to give him some injection. And that was a very painful thing to, I mean, that was a very pain for the family to let your pet one die like this. So I still feel that it it would have been a nice thing to know if we can understand his language, because he would have told us at that time that I am feeling unwell and just take me to the doctor. So yeah, he would have been with us for with us for many years. But nevertheless, that's not the reality. So let's face it. But in the end, I would sum up with this, that even though we don't understand the language of the animals, but yes, we should still try to understand their gesture language. That should certainly help. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster.
Kapil, I must admit that you have grown leaps and bounds ever since your first meeting in Toastmasters, and today's table topic was a very apt demonstration of that fact. Very clear opening, went into your reason, gave two examples. One, if a dog if if an animal is running behind your vehicle, and second, a very personal story, which was in fact a very heart touching story, as a person who probably said his final goodbye to his pet. So I have a pet at my in-laws place. His name is Simba. He is on his last leg. So last couple of weeks back, I went back, I played with him, and in my own way, I said goodbye to him because I don't know if I'll be seeing him again. It touched a nerve with the audience, and a wonderful conclusion where you said that don't wish that they can speak our language, at least try to understand the language that they are trying to speak. All in all, a very complete speech. I would strongly recommend that you try to make a prepared speech out of it. One place where I would like to see you improve, Kapil, is probably that car example was not needed. The story about you and your pet, that in itself is a complete story that kind of gives the right emotion. So if you want to make it a prepared speech, start with what if dogs could talk, and then delve into the story of how your dog suffered and met its untimely demise, and then close with, you know, there are people trying to tell us things. Let's try and understand them rather than wishing that they could explain it to us in detail. So very well done. Thank you very much, Kapil.
Thank you, Rupinder. So let's go ahead and find our next speaker. Our next speaker is Gayatri. Gayatri, are you ready for your number? Thank you.
Yes.
Gayatri, your topic is Top of the World, and it says, what if all the streets were rivers? What if all the streets were rivers? Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Surinder. Rivers play a very, very important part in my life because for me, River Narmada is my mother. So the mere thought that all the streets that we walk on are actually rivers, it makes me feel very happy and very joyful. I say so because water element is connected to strength. And when we talk about strength, when we feel strong, we tend to be in the state of happiness. Mere sound of flowing water gives you goosebumps. Mere sound of flowing water also gives you a soothing feeling. It also makes you calm, and it also sends you in a mode wherein you are very thoughtful and very philosophical. It is basically everything that you ever want. Look at anyone. Everybody has one spot in their mind, which is their favorite spot, which has a water body connected to it. It's either beach, it's either lake or the river. My personal preference is for the rivers because the water is fresh, water is sweet, and you can drink anytime. There is no limitation. If the streets are your rivers, rest assured that there are a lot of trees nearby. When there are a lot of trees nearby, there is an assurance that weather around you is going to be top of the world. The weather around you is going to keep you in the best of your health. If the streets indeed become the flowing rivers, I can assure you that you won't need any medicine in your life, because the medicinal plants would grow on the sides of those rivers, which means the streets, which have now become the rivers. So, yes, to sum up, I would really, really, really be elated to see that the streets have turned into rivers. Over to you.
Thank you. The one thing that I loved about Gayatri's speech was that constant smile that she had across her speech, throughout her speech. And what it was not a deliberate smile, it was a very confident smile, like she was at home with the topic, like she was one with the topic. I'm pretty sure that if we had given her 5 minutes to talk about this, she would have kept on talking about it. 20 minutes also, she would have kept on talking about it. And that is the kind of a spirit, that is the kind of a passion that I would want every one of us to bring into the into their topics. Gayatri, where I see an opportunity is, there was a part where you imagined how, if everything was a river. The other one was the benefits of having your streets as rivers. When you are summarizing, cover both the aspects. So you covered the environmental or aspects or the benefits. You did not cover what would happen if you wished it, because that actually was more passionate than the environmental and medicinal and every other effect, because that was more prescriptive. What you said earlier was more passionate. So stick to your passions when you're delivering your topic. Very well done, and I wish you all the best. Sharinder sir, pull another name out of the hat.
Yep. I'm not calling out a few. And may I have Garima now? Garima, are you ready? Garima, your
Garima
number. Yes, Garima, your number is number 19. And this is a good one. Free gifts. Aren't all gifts free? Why do they call them free gifts? Aren't all gifts free?
Thank you for this wonderful topic. I truly believe that
Over to you, Garima.
thank you. I truly believe that if a thing is called as gift, it is free. But we really don't realize until unless it is referred as free, because, for example, this nature, we have this free, right? We don't know the importance of our nature, the uh, the water and other natural resources, but still it is the necessary things which we want, which we need for our life, and we call it just free. But as it is said, it is not free. It is it these resources are going to be finished after some time. So after some time it will be required, and we will have to buy all these things from a store or any shop. So I believe that everything, whatever we get from another person as well, that is, we may call it a free gift, but it is already free for us, because that person doesn't have any intention to get a gift back from us, and also that person gives it as per his or her wish to us. So I truly agree that if anything is given to us, that is that should be considered as gifts, not free gifts. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shorindra.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
Rupinder,
Garima, I will commend you. You
your
brought,
valuation, please.
yeah, Garima, I must commend you. You did not get a very easy topic, but the way you approached it, you followed the Oreo approach. You did very well on attempting the topic. Where I felt that you could have perhaps improved, you had a very good premise, and that was that we already have a free gift, which is nature, and yet we continue exploiting it. And you could have constructed your story from there itself, and you would have been a lot more confident if you had constructed your story from there. Because I think what you were trying to bring out was the way that the human race is thankless for all the free gifts that it is getting, and that would have made for a wonderful story. But we are all doing impromptu speaking right now. We don't our brain allows only that much, so much amount of thinking. So, given those parameters, I think you did the topic very well. Just an additional line of thought for you to consider. Maybe an environmental impact would have had the nature impact would have had a nature part would have had a bigger impact in your speech. So, thank you for sharing, Sharinder sir. Pull out. I
Thank you.
think possibly it's the last name that you're going to pull out.
Yes, we have Sandeep. Sandeep, your topic is
Sandeep,
number.
if you could unmute yourself and possibly turn on your video.
Can you
Sure.
put on your video? Yeah, thank you so
Sure.
much. Sandy, your number is number 17. And number 17 says, as a child, what did you wish to become when you grew up? As a child, what did you wish to become when you grew up? Over to you, Sandeep.
Okay. Thank you, Surendra sir. In my opinion, as a child, I had a lot of dreams, as any child would have normally. But I think so that my inclination was towards becoming a medical professional, that is a doctor, and I was passionate about it. And the intent was only to serve the needy people. Right? That was the intent. But unfortunately, as the life would have it, I could not follow that path. Eventually landed into IT, right? But somewhere, when we serve our clients, I have this dream, and I keep on doing those things which can help the needy people. But I truly believe we can make this technology work in such a way that that we can be more being human, and technology can help us to be more connected. So when I say connected, it's not about connected through internet. I'm saying we can get connected to the human beings more often. For example, right now, despite having all the technology, even within our society, we don't know who the neighbors are, what they do, what kind of person they are. We are in the WhatsApp group continuously chatting, but sometimes we don't realize that we don't know them. Right? This is just one of the example. Even within our immediate society, we don't, or the housing society, we don't mix up with the people as much as possible. So in the end, I want to conclude that I would like to become a technology person who can solve some of the real problems in the world, like bringing food equality, making people more human and more connected. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. Over to you,
Sandeep, have
Rupinder.
you ever been to a Toastmasters club before?
This is my, I think, second meeting where I was trying to join as a guest, as a listener. Yeah.
I must say that you've learned a lot in 2 meetings, because it was such a well constructed topic that the way you went from your opinion to your reason to your examples, and then you tied in your example that even though I could not be a doctor, I tend to look for being hospitable to everyone around me. I try to make lives better, because that is what doctors eventually do. They make lives better. So somewhere that doctor is still inside you. So you brought that out very well through examples, and you also had a clear message that if I can do it, then why can't everybody else do it? That we should look for the humanity inside us. So very well done. If there is one thing that I would like you to improve, and I know that you are not a Toastmaster yet, Sandeep, what happens is that when you are giving examples, you might want to be a little succinct while you are giving your examples, because otherwise they tend to become narratives, and people would say that, okay, this guy is being too prescriptive. That was not the case today, but that is something that you might want to watch out for going forward. Other than that, wonderful table topic. I'm pretty sure that if we were in a club and we were having the best table topic speaker, you would be in the contention for that award. Very well done. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Rupinder, for your inputs. I'll definitely take care of your
Sure.
other recommendations.
Silky, do you want to attempt another topic? Because Silky, are you there? First of all,
Yes, she's there. I have a few more topics, and anyone who wants to do it can come up and let me know. So I had promised Silky a topic. So Silky, would you like to attempt that?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Silky, just follow the structure. It is right there in front of you.
Silky, your topic is, why does a round pizza come in a square box? Why does a round pizza come in a square box?
Yeah. Thank you for the table topic, Shubhendra sir. So I think that the round pizza comes in a square box because sometimes I can relate it to the maybe a life. Sometimes we think that the things are the shape which we think that the life is going on, but when you open your life and when you open to your life, and it will show you the another you can say another part of your life which you are not expected, and you have to manage, or you can say that you have to deal with the things which you have in your life. And whenever you get whenever you get
you're doing well, go ahead.
Yeah, my reason is that my reason is that when you open a box, and it is a different when you open a things that you think so that it should be like that. When you open when you go into the things and you find out that there is another thing which you are not expected to, then you have to go into the
Go ahead.
You can conclude.
To conclude that in my opinion, that it the things that you will get in your life, and it would, if it is in a different shape, or it when you are expecting another things, then go for it with the things you are having, or you think the things you are getting, then it will give you a great pleasure in your life, and it will give you succeed in your life.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Silky, so I must say that wonderful comeback. Uh, what I loved most about your speech was the sheer grit that you showed. You were struggling, but you stuck it out, and you kind of showed a way to even existing Toastmasters as to how a table topic should be attempted. It doesn't matter whether you were pausing, whether you were fumbling. This is your first table topic or your second table topic, but the way you stuck through it. Second thing that I loved was the metaphor that you created, and that was awesome. So, only one piece of advice: think your metaphor through, because you have to think your metaphor through in terms of examples and reason. And remember that you have to include that metaphor when you close as well. So, just think it through. For example, once I was given a topic of the kind of car I would like to drive, and I was not able to think it through. So today you said that life is a gift. When you open it, it's very different from what you expected, and yet you get to love it no matter what. So just think it through in terms of the examples and the closing as well. Don't worry if you think that you did not get it right. In my view, you got it more than right. You got a lot of us thinking. In fact, when I was listening to your speech, I was reminded of one of my favorite dialogues from the movie Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what piece you are going to get. So thank you for evoking those memories. Very well done, and I look forward to many more speeches from your side, Silky. Very well done. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We have
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Anshu. We have okay.
Yes, Anshu is coming.
Anshu was there, and I think she left or he left.
Anshu?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So essentially, that brings us to a close of the table topic session. Sharinder sir, your thoughts, and then I will take over.
I just wanted to mention to Silky that a lot of times when you are struggling for thought processes, think about some life experience where you had expected something, what turned out to be slightly different from what you had, and how you were able to adjust to it and still enjoy the situation and take a benefit.
Okay.
Yes, life is different from what our expectations are, but we all adjust ourselves to the shapes and sizes that are around us. And you could use a life story, your own experience, to fill up that gap there wherever a thought process is not coming. But
Right.
I am amazed by the way you used metaphors and the way you took it forward. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Thank you, sir.
Great.
Yeah.
So today, should I continue, sir? Or
Yeah, I was just thinking that if it's 10:04 and we have the closing which has to come in, sir, if you so desire, if anyone wants to do another topic, we can do it, if
I
it's
think
allowed.
that people are starting to leave right
Okay,
now.
okay.
So, and I think the offices will be starting in a while, in a short while.
Sure, sure, sure.
So, just to conclude, uh, the today the attempt was to showcase how easy impromptu speaking can be. I don't know to what extent have I succeeded, or whether I've caused you to think in a different sort of a way. What I will tell you for sure is that if you come to a Toastmasters meeting, such as the one that we have every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, at 8:30 a.m., you will learn a lot. And you will see that there are people over here. Nimisha, although she belongs to another club, is a regular presence in this club meeting. Gayatri is another, and I'm happy to see Khushbu participating on a regular basis. All of these people come because they have something new to learn. For that matter, even the members, Ruchita, and from IBM we have Kapil and Avjinder. When you see them improve, it happens incrementally, but very soon you will find that you have answers ready for any situation. And more importantly, if you find yourself in an unfamiliar situation, you will find yourself giving better responses. You'll find yourself responding better to unfamiliar situations. So that is the effect that table topics or impromptu speaking has on you. There are many other ways by which Toastmasters benefits you. Should you want to join Toastmasters, please get in touch with me or with Shaurinder sir. We will be very happy to help you out. With that, I would like to hand it back to Kapil, our presiding officer, so that he can take feedback from the guests. Thank you, Kapil.
Thank you, Rupinder. Indeed, it was a great session. Actually, we thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure that all of my fellow colleagues echo my sentiments. We tried it for the first time, but I'm sure that we will keep on doing it every now and then. So it's time to take a quick feedback from our guests. So starting with you, Sandeep, first. So how was your experience joining Toastmasters Blue Quest Club?
Yeah, I think this was a very good experience. I learned a lot personally, and I will make sure that I take out time to join these sessions. Many times we are engaged in day-to-day work so much that we don't take out time for our own development. But I think this is worth investing time in. So I will take further guidance from probably Surinder sir later to see how I can be a member.
You're most welcome, Sandeep. Sandeep, are you on the IBM guests group by any chance?
I am in the IBM guest group. I'm getting messages, but this is the first time I joined.
Okay, Sandeep, so it would be great if you could spread the word about what we are doing over here.
I will surely spread the word in the IBM groups, and I definitely have a large number of direct reportees also, and I could clearly see many of them need some amount of grooming in terms of speaking well in front of the client and doing client-facing roles and things like that. So probably this will be my recommendation to them to join this group.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. We look forward to your participation.
Rupinder, I just wanted to mention to you that Sandeep is heading a group which is the Arla project, and he's one of the most successful managers Arla has ever had on behalf of IBM. I was also a part of this, and believe me, I got into Toastmasters because of the same needs which Sandeep has been facing, where downline we found people were not able to communicate with our partners and leading to a lot of heartburns. And when we started doing my learnings from Toastmaster, I used to use the same process like the table topics. When I used to be on site, I used to get people together after work, and we used to have these table topics. And believe me, after 3 months, the same client who was complaining about communication had actually changed their opinion. And now it's almost about what, 10 years that we're constantly working with this client and growing. And Sandeep is one guy who's been doing a lot of work in that area. So I'm sure Sandeep can motivate his team members and get them to spend time. And now that Toastmasters is online, I mean, in the sense that we are doing these meetings through Google and others, let them join us, because then it's not a question of coming to the meeting, but actually having online meeting, and they are able to learn.
Thank you, Surendra sir, for your kind words. I must say that the timing of the meeting probably has changed for good, because afternoon times, is quite busy for most of us. And though this Toastmasters Club used to happen in Noida IBM office on my floor itself, but I never get chance to attend it because of different clashes with the other meetings. But it is a very good timing right now. 8:30 is a good time to get ready and start your day with this wonderful meeting. So thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you.
Thank
Silky,
you.
sorry.
Yeah. Silky, go ahead, please.
Yeah, actually today is not a good day for me because I was struggling very hard for speaking to both of the topics. But on the yes, definitely I will try my best to give it another try in the next week as well. And yes, I actually in the second topic, which Shubhendra sir has already given me the feedback that that you just give some reasons with your life and some examples. So I was struggling on that in the second topic as well, but I don't know why I'm feeling so blank and I am not able to find out I just tried to find out the reason and any example of my life and connect with the topic, but I'm not able to do that, and I was like, okay, but I will take the feedback and I will work on it, and I will give another try to give another chance in the next week. And it's really like I have attended the two meetings, and it's really a good platform for me because I think I'm a little raw in this to speak up that the topic which I have just um, out of the box, and it was I need to speak 1 or 2 minutes. But yeah, this is a very good platform, I find it, and I just thank you all for my for the feedback. And yeah.
Rupinder, can you
I
please
don't
tell
think
her what was your first
I,
experience with table topics?
I don't think you had a bad day. It wasn't a bad day at all. I mean, I've had worse days than this, and I am talking from the time when I first spoke on stage, on in Toastmasters, and there
Mhm.
have been times when I was sufficiently experienced. I should have nailed the topic, and everything fell apart for me. So whatever happened to you today is something that happens to the best of us. So, and I think that your second topic was a wonderful comeback. It wasn't, I would not call it a bad day. If anything, I would say that it was the speech of a person who was coming back into form. So, do not think of it as a bad day. I think this is the day that you kind of redeemed yourself. So, look at it from that perspective. I think you did a
Okay.
wonderful job today. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Rupinder is embarrassed to tell you about his first table topic. I unfortunately was there when he did his first table topic. And at Ambry Price, he got up on the stage when he was given his topic. He said, "Good evening," and then he was quiet.
Yep.
He didn't know what to say. He was absolutely blank. And then at the end of about a minute, when the green flag went up, he just said, "Thank you so much," and came and sat down. Silky, you did much better than our good friend. But his presence on the stage that day itself said that this guy has really marked it for his future. And I can tell you what I heard today in your speech, you were absolutely wonderful. It's only your your own personal fear amongst yourself. It is your fear that you may say something wrong. It's just not that. Believe me, we fear ourselves more than what the audience is talking about. Don't do this thing to you. Go there and nail it and just think that I will do it, irrespective of what people are going to think.
I think
Because
that is key.
they don't know what you are going to say. So where is the fear?
And Silky, I think that is key. We spend a lot of time thinking what kind of an impression we are going to make. But what we don't realize is that when we go on stage, we just have to express ourselves. If you are into dancing, when you dance, you don't care what the people think about your dance. You just dance to the tunes because you love dancing. It's the same way for public speaking as well. When you go on stage, you're speaking because you want to speak. You want to, vent your heart out, or you want to give it your all, just like you do in a dance. It's not like because somebody is watching, I'm going to do a dance. You will never be able to dance like that. But when you're going on stage, when you're speaking because you want to speak, not because the audience wants to hear you. It's because you want to express yourself, not because you want to impress the audience. So once you get into that frame of mind, everything else will fall into place. It will not matter who your audience is. Like Martina Navratilova, when she was asked that how she was able to hit the ball at 43 years of age, and she said the ball doesn't know how old I am. So in this case, the audience is the ball. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And Garima, can we have a quick feedback from you?
Garima is left.
No, Garima is here.
No, she's there. She's there. I'm sorry.
Garima, can you hear
Garima,
us?
can you hear us? Okay.
Let's ask our resident guest, Nimisha.
We should exempt her by now, sir.
Yeah, we should. We should not ask her for feedback. In fact, we should start treating her like a member, non-resident member.
Rajya Sabha member.
Yeah, Rajya Sabha.
Yeah.
All right. So shall we note down next week's role?
I just wanted to ask Avi. Avi, how did you enjoy it today?
Excellent, sir. It was a learning experience for me. I think I think you had explained Oreo approach once. I think when we started off, but today it was practical all around, and I could. I mean, with the feedback that was coming on and on, I think I could. Every feedback I was able to learn something new, and thanks for that. I think this was a really great session. We should do it more often. I mean, before the competition, we should at least do twice. I mean, such sessions where we'll have a lot of learning, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Really.
Thank you. Payal ma'am, what is your input?
Payal is not a guest, but yeah, sure, Payal. What is
Yeah, but I want her.
I'm glad Shipriya wasn't here. We would have asked for her opinion as well.
Yes.
As a guest.
She did log in and then she logged out.
Shakti Priya logged in.
Shakti, yeah. Shakti.
And so what that means is that Shakti Priya has logged in more times than her sister has.
Shukriya. Yeah, I know.
Hi, everybody. I really needed this because as Sir was mentioning about Rupinder Sir's first table topic or any speech, I remember Surinder Sir giving me a topic and I spoke nothing when we were meeting physically. And from that time on, I have been waiting for topics impromptu, but I didn't have many chances because I'm still scared of it, attempting it also. But then when it's all about expressing, I think I can say a lot, but following a structure for me becomes very difficult. If I don't have to follow any structure, and I just have to express myself by feeling free, I think I have no inhibitions. But then when following a structure and keeping in mind that what content I have to put in, I think I fail in that. So I need such sessions because I have to keep both the things in mind. I mean, what the content should be as well as express yourself freely. So if I can work on both, and that's a way table topic can really help me. Because I love to speak, but not by following any structure. So it becomes a little difficult for me. But then it really helps. Table topics really helps.
Speaking of structure, I think Surinder sir promised us a table topic, and I'll be happy to give him a topic.
So before that, I had a topic for Kapil, which I had actually reserved it, but unfortunately that number never came and I didn't want to play around. Can I give Kapil one topic which is from the core of my heart?
Sure, sure.
Kapil,
Yes,
is it
sir.
okay
Yes.
for you?
Yeah, sir.
And this is because you are a chartered accountant. I'm giving you this question. Why is the man who invests your money called a broker? Why is the man who invests your money called a broker? This is a question which has always been there with me.
All right. Okay, sir. So, in my opinion, this is a right thing to say that. Yes. So yesterday I started watching a series on Sony Live, which is Risk Hai To Ishq Hai, and this is all about 1992 scam of Harshad Mehta. I mean, it's such a great. I was too young when this scam happened. I did not understand what is this share trading was and all that. So I'm just trying to understand how that scam happened, and if you really watch that series, you will get the answer yourself that why a person who invests money is called broker. It's a, I think, 8 or 10 episode series, but answering to the question, broker is what he so in share market it is said that only 97 or 95% or 9 only 3% people make money. Rest of the 95% lose money in share market, and that is why a person who is investing your money is called broker. He will break you. Right. I mean, so when you invest for the first time, you gain something, and it seems that you feel like you have found something which is very easy, uh, and you get into the habit of investing more and more, and at some point share market crashes or share market does not behave, uh, or does not behave in the way you anticipate, and people lose money. So a broker is rightly called a broker because he he will hardly get you money at the end of the day. So certainly, I mean, I'm thank God I'm not too much into investing into share market, though my friends always say to me, Kapil, in spite of being a chartered accountant, you don't invest in share market, though we advise our clients to invest in share market. But I am very scared of that. Ishq hai to risk hai to ishq hai. I don't believe in that theory.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very, very well done. Thank you. Rupinder, I'm ready. Give me my topic.
Okay, sir, this can be an inspirational speech for you, or it could be an ISC speech for you. Shaurendra Bhaumik, so far you have survived 100% of your worst days. So far, you have survived 100% of your worst days, Shaurendra Bhaumik.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. My experience and my opinions are life is how you see it. I have survived 100% of my time, and I can only say I have survived. But there have been so many silver linings that I have seen and have tried to snatch those, which have changed those difficult times into some joy which I have always been able to be privileged to have. And they are the ones which I always store in my back of my mind, which I can always use when I have the difficult times. But I always think beyond what has happened is in the past. And if my present can change me to something which is in the future, will be much better. And learning from my experiences, I would like to use that to improve whatever I have done and come across as someone who has actually learned from the experiences that bad times, the 100% depressing times, which may have been selectively there in my life, because I believe learning is something which can override anything that has happened, because I have learned from my own mistakes. And I have no qualms about not doing it again, because that is how I learned for the future. I leave it to you, ladies and gentlemen, to think how you can take out those crumbs of good things which happen even at the worst of times. And then you will see that life can be really good and you're grateful to having been given this life. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Great table topic. We stuck to the Oreo approach once again. What I would also suggest to you is think of it as an ISC speech as you go forward, because I think this is something that will be an excellent table topic for people to listen to, especially in these COVID times. Because if we are having this meeting today, it means that we are alive. And if we are alive, it means that what we've seen before has probably been the worst. Maybe tomorrow it will be even worse. But this confidence that we survived the worst of the days is going to be a motivator for us. On that note, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you everyone for